Hey guys, Wes Shrimp Po' Boy Savage recording live on the Derpy Redneck channel on YouTube and VidMe, and eventually when I get myself out there on Daily Motion and Vimeo. I'm on Minds.com and I finally reactivated I got back on my Twitter account that I abandoned for 2 whole years to help somebody stand up to a big group of assholes. And they know the irony to that into that story. It's amazing. Well, I'm gonna be working with the dude that got fucked with, the actual quote unquote, the like I guess you could say victim in the story. Working with him. Yeah. Today I'm going to talk to you about a concept. I'm using this as I'm going to re-upload the video. Actually, this is a repost, if you will, and it's one idea. And it's talking about the Cyclone engine. This is what this video is going to be about. The Cyclone engine is my critiques of it, and I actually posted a little MS Paint picture of it based around the idea. I love the energy. I love the idea itself about the Cyclone engine, but my criticisms are 3200 psi. That's a bit high pressure. You think fucking copper tubes do you think tubes will be able to handle that? I don't think so. Basically, it's a radial piston steam engine that has a series of let's see. I'll explain it. See, now it's a steam engine, which the engine, steam generator, condenser, and feed pump are integrated into a single compact unit. It's basically a radial piston engine in the middle. And the man named Harry Scholl filed for a series of patents talking about it. He's been working on this shit since I think 2004. It uses a supercritical steam generator. It's a type of boiler that operates at supercritical pressure, frequently used in production of electric power. Okay. In contrast to subcritical boiler. Okay, so there we go. Guess it works after all. Liquid water. Basically, it uses a steam generator, and it is basically 3 main components: a coil of water tubes surrounded by a series of burner assemblies, which are used a preheated intake air blower and a thermocouple sensor controlled combustion, and a spark igniter and an injector to inject powdered coal, waste motor oil, liquid fuels, whatever, fuel gases. And what it does is it's a temperature controlled combustion in a type of supercritical steam generator. It uses a piston system and a piston engine block, which is a radial piston engine itself. That's and each piston's uniflow in design. And it has a series of condenser system. The working fluid is distilled deionized water. It travels continuously through these components, beginning in the steam generator, moving into the pistons, then to the condenser system, and finally pumped back to the steam generator. So there you go. So there you have it. So the piston assembly, I already explained it. The condenser system is a stack of interleaved circular plates with an open core containing an impeller and a condensate sump underneath it. The exhaust vapor leaves the uniflow steam piston radial engine configuration. Radial piston uniflow radial steam engine piston configuration with a special spider bearing in the middle. I guess they called it. It leaves that and goes into these exhaust. The exhaust vapor leaves these and enters the top of the condenser and is forced by the impeller onto the sides of the condenser and into the leaves of the circular plates on the outside of the plates. The blower circulates air around interleaved plates, effectively condenses the exhaust vapor, which falls into the condensate sump at the bottom of the engine. And basically, it goes to a heat exchanger, and so it goes through first heat exchanger. Then the water cools down into another heat exchanger, which preheats the intake air, and then when that intake air gets heated a second time by the third and final heat exchanger, the intake air does, which is the heat exchanger used to cool the exhaust down to at least below 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the concept. That preheated air goes back up into the supercritical steam generator. Now, I'm not against this idea. I think this is a great idea, but it does need an actual steam regenerator, like the Reverend Robert Stirling regenerator concept. But I think it needs to be the fourth modification, like a fourth heat exchange modification, and it needs to be able to use to preheat the fuel that goes to the supercritical steam generator. And I think they need to drop the combustion temperatures down to at least 1800 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. And replace the radial piston engine configuration and spider bearing and all with a powerful steam turbine. I would think this would probably be your best steam turbine in the fucking planet. An omnivorously fueled, high-efficiency steam turbine. That way, you have a steam turbine that it's reduced emissions, burns clean, and does not pollute. It actually could probably scrub filth out of the air. If you have the intake system, it could probably destroy smog particles possibly. And it burns below the temperature range where nitrogen oxides are formed. So if you do this system and tune it just right, you might be able to produce you might be able to produce the cleanest burning and most efficient steam turbine around, and around, just plain and simple. And that's my critique. That's my idea of the Cyclone steam turbine concept. This is a response to my earlier post that I needed to fix that shit because I stuttered a lot and I didn't get my points across and things like that. I needed to get out there, so I'm telling it now. So this is my concept right here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna tell you another little concept in the near future, but it's gonna be controversial because I'm sure vegetarians are not going to be comfortable with it, and I know vegans are going to hate on my ass for this. I'm like, So, I'll see you around, guys. I'll see you in the upcoming upload.